Hello, CFA Nation, Gabe, and I'm here today to bring you guys another installment of R3 Wickets. That's right, no Nick, flying solo today. Nick was in the stream with me today, though, and we got to see a glorious game, we'll get to that in a little bit, but today we're going to give you guys a double hitter. The weekends is a double hitter, so this is a double hitter, all right? 2 episodes for the price of one. First up, we got KKR versus DC Capitals. Now, going into this game, DC for me was my sleeper, right? If you guys watch our predictions at the beginning of the season, I had Chennai Super Kings going in there. Yeah, that didn't work out. Okay, it is what it is. I'm still rocking with them. Those are my boys. It is what it is, and we're gonna be there next year. You know what I mean? I'm a Knicks fan. We don't fold, cousin. Listen. Giants fan. You know what I mean? I'm gonna rock with them. It doesn't really matter. It is what it is. With that being said, I hope they make some changes. But KKR was the mistress. You know what I mean? If CSK was the love, I chose them to win, and that's my team. KKR was my mistress, so I wanted them to win. But they've had a tumultuous year, guys. It's been up and down, and from the Karthik issue and giving up captaincy to the Narayan issue, not playing well, and of course getting not suspended, but they dropped him for a while because of the bowling action under investigation. We saw that change today. I just didn't think they were going to make it, you know what I mean? But I was still pulling for them today because DC's in. DC's not getting out. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of where DC's going to finish 1, 2, 3, but DC ain't falling. So I said, if KKR can win this game, they're going to solidify that 4th spot, in my opinion. They probably got to win one more game. But, it was an exciting game, and KKR, right out the bat, came out firing, all right? I tell you, I was super impressed with this performance. First and foremost, right? Shubman Gill falls for 9 runs. That don't happen often, all right? He's been one of the most stable parts of that lineup. He was in a tough partnership with Narayan earlier this season, and just didn't work out, okay? Like 6 games, and they couldn't even get through the power play in the beginning. But today, it was Shubman Gill that fell early. And right away, I'm like, oh, come on. Are you kidding me? It was like on 8 balls. He was out on 8 balls. And then I'm like, all right, what's going to happen now? What happened now? They brought in Nitish Rana, who in the last game, I want to say he was dismissed early, maybe even on a duck. Today, 81 runs on 53 balls. So we're going to start with what did I like on our 3 wickets? I like Nitish Rana. Oh, man, we need to keep him at 3. I think we found a good spot for him. So keep the opening partnership the same, Tripathi and Shubman Gill, followed by Nitish Rana. That formula works. Now, again, Tripathi only had 13 runs today on 12 balls, but it was over 100 strike rate. And it's also over 100 strike rate for Shubman Gill. So those are good things, but you want more runs out of him. But guess what? Nitish Rana did his job, and after that, it was no turning back. No turning back. You don't even have to worry about that. Dinesh Karthik came in, and I've already said, I've become a Karthik fan today because of the character, okay? Character is a big thing, and as an educator, I always try to talk to my students about character and impose character. As a father, I try to impose character. He did something that very few athletes do this year, and he realized he was hurting his team, and he stepped down from his captaincy and gave it to Morgan, who was arguably a better player. I am such a Karthik fan for that reason alone, because the hardest thing to do is to look at yourself in the mirror, admit your flaws, and say, no, I'm not helping this team right now. I'm going to step down. Again, Karthik, I am rooting for you. I want you to have the best last 3 games. I want you to try to jump in the top 10 for runs scored. I want you to get as many catches as a wicket keeper. I want you to succeed, because I think that is going to be an example for young people watching the game that, selflessness, this is team sports, right? Selflessness and character is such a big thing. Today, didn't happen though. All right. Out on 3 runs, 6 balls. It is what it is. All right. I'm still a fan, and I want you to succeed so bad. Who did step up today? Sunil Narayan. Oh my gosh, did I love this performance. He had a 200 strike rate on the dot, 64 runs, 32 balls. And we'll get to his bowling in a little bit. You know, he changed his action. I figure, oh man, if he changes his action, he's gonna get lit up like a Christmas tree. Nope. You know what I mean? Went out there, he was relatively economical and did his job. To me, this is where the game was won. Even though Nitish Rana had the 81 runs on 53 balls, he lasted a lot longer. Obviously, with the his strike rate was great. I think Narayan just set the tone, and those 64 runs were absolutely huge on a 200 strike rate. It just gave everybody time to breathe. We had not seen a score this high in a long time. 190s. Go back and check the last week, right? I was like, man, can they even get to 200? This was absolutely unbelievable. On the bowling side, since we're talking about him, Patty Cummings, the best a man could be. Oh, Patty Cummings. It is sexy to watch him bowl, man. 4 overs, 17 runs, 3 wickets. That's a 425 economy rate. Okay, and like I mentioned, I didn't know. I figured, man, is Ryan going to get lit up like a Christmas tree? He had to change his action. Nope, under 10. 925, 4 overs, 37 runs. Didn't get any wickets, but it is what it is. But the story of the day, when we're talking about bowling, oh my God, Varun Chakrabarti. Oh, a Pfeiffer. Michelle Pfeiffer. Oh, so sexy. Michelle Pfeiffer. Stop it. And I've seen 5 wickets taken when you've got the super overs, right? We've seen that already by Boomerang. He just did it recently, Loki Ferguson. But actually in a game, oh my gosh, Chakrabarti, he was huge. He was absolutely huge. 5 economy rate, 4 runs. Oh, only gave up 20 runs. I'm telling you, that was unbelievable. Unbelievable right there. And that to me says we have a chance. We have a chance. You know, Loki Ferguson doing Loki Ferguson things, got 30 runs, gave up 30 runs, 4 overs, got himself a wicket. I am excited about this team again. I'm galvanized. Like, yes, we can get into the playoffs and make a run. And if we get a healthy Andre Russell coming back, and he does Russell things, we can make a run. We can actually compete with the top teams because you're going to see, as you can see, DC fell today. Mumbai fell not too long ago. Okay, you have a shot. You have a shot. So I'm super excited about it. All right, but man, you know, good on you. Keep it going. On the other side, DC Capitals. What did I like? I gotta say, DC Capitals are such a balanced team, right? And today, out the gate, they lose their 2 openers and they lose it massively quick, right? You lost Rahane at 1 ball right out the gate. Came out, boom, bowled out. My man Patty Cummings got him. And then Dewan, Patty Cummings got him too. All right, that's what. So not all wickets are created equal. That set the tone. Because remember, DC's chasing, right? That set the tone. He got them both quickly. Bye. Let's get to work. 6 runs, 6 balls for a guy that had just got back-to-back centuries for the first time ever in IPL T20. You know, that tells you Patty Cummings was on his game today. So, but we still had Sirius Iyer with 47 runs on 38 balls. Okay, we still had Rashid Pants, 27 runs on 33 balls. Now, his economy rate wasn't the best, and once again, he was dismissed by another spinner. I know his coaches have to be talking to him and saying, survive the spinners, okay, and attack the pacers. You do much better when you attack pace bowling. You know, try to pump them for runs. But it's like he can't help himself. And I'm like, all right, you know, now this is 7 of 8 his dismissals for him this year. I want to say, I read some stat like that, have been on spinners. Come on, guys. At some point, he's got to make a change, and he has the ability to be great, but it's just he can't help himself. He just cannot help himself, and that drives me crazy. The real strength was, once again, bowling. You know, Norkia, 4 overs, 27 runs, 2 wickets, all right, 675. Norkia is a savage. He's a savage. You got Rabada, 4 overs, 33 runs, 2 wickets, also a savage, all right? Axar Patel, did he get hurt? Because he only bowled 1 over and gave up 7 runs, and they didn't bowl him a lot later on. And you know, again, Despandi got pumped for 40 runs and 4 overs. It's only a 10 economy rate, but maybe you throw another Axar Patel in there. Maybe Stoinis got pumped for 41 runs, even though he got 2 wickets. Maybe what did Axel Patel's arm fall off? Did he get hurt? I mean, the guy's proven he could bowl. Ashwin, holy cow, 3 overs, 45 runs. He is a candidate for the, nope, not going to say it. Not going to say it is no longer the Jordan Academy. We're going to find a new term for when somebody gets bumped for runs. I'm still working on that one, but for right now, we're going to call it getting gaved, all right? Because I absolutely got smacked today by Sir Jordan. I'm gonna call him Sir Jordan. I'm knighting him on the show right now. We'll talk about that in the second, in a second recap. But yeah, I mean, Ashwin was horrible. 3 overs, 45 runs. That's 15. That's a 15 run economy rate. Had he bowled one more over, he absolutely goes over that dreaded 50 spot. You know what I'm saying? 50 burger. Not happening, cousin. Now, what did I not like? Let's stick right there. Okay, DC Capitals. That's what I did not like. While the bowling was great for Norkia, from Rabada, why did you have to give Ashwin, that extra over when he's giving you 15 runs and over? Why do we have to give it to this? I understand Stoinis, all right? But Axel Patel has been good this season. Really, really good. You think you might want to give him another over? Come on, DC Capitals. And again, what did I not like? I kind of mentioned it when I mentioned Rashid Pant. Yes, he gave 27 runs. The guy averages, 25 runs a game. That's huge. You know what I mean? I'll take 25. If my player can guarantee me give me 25 runs, I'm going to take it. 25 to 30 runs. Today, his his strike rate was a little low, but usually he's about 150, right? But he got dismissed the same way. At some point, you just got to be coached. Your sheet pant, you got to be coached, okay? And to me, that's the frustrating part. Also, they dropped, and I understand he struggled as of late. They dropped Shaw, and they put Rahimi in the opening partnership, and he goes out on a duck. If you're going to make a change, it better work, all right? You're one of the strongest teams right now because of your consistency. You make a change, and you lose? Think about the last time they made a change. Granted, it was due to injury, but they pulled out Rashid Pant because he got injured, which means you also had to pull Meyer. They lost. That happened for 3 games. 2 out of those games they lost. I mean, guys, again, you got to be consistent. I don't know if that was just, giving a Shaw a breather, if he was hurt. I know he hasn't been playing as well, but he's still been contributing. He's been doing more than getting out on the duck, though, for one ball. I'll tell you that much. What did I not like on Trimbago Knight Riders? I'm still loving that championship. But what did I not like on the Kolkata Knight Riders side? All right, I'm not gonna. It is what it is. Shubman Gill fell early today. I'm not tripping about that. Same thing with Tripathi. 13 runs. I'm not even worried about that. It is, at this point, it is what it is. All right. To me, I think that the biggest thing is you have to try to build this team and really set your lineup and prepare yourself. You got 3 games left before the playoffs. And as I'm looking at this team today, I'm like, okay, somehow you got to figure out how you can have or have these players coexist. You need Narayan in there because his bat is huge. But if you pull Narayan, if you keep Narayan in there, then you're probably going to lose Loki Ferguson, right? Because Russell's got to play. If he comes back, what he can do with the back helps immensely. Absolutely immensely. We got Owen Morgan and Patty Cummings. So we need those guys. You know what I mean? So as I'm looking at it, I just think that although I love Loki Ferguson, you're not going to be able to play him and Narayan at the same time. Let us know in the chat. So I'm seeing today what you've seen, even though Loki Ferguson is the guy that's gotten one game, he got 5 wickets, right? Even though there was a Super Over involved. Today, he got another wicket. He's not going to get you 64 runs, not like Narayan. And Narayan, people can be telling me, Gabe, he can bat. He's an all-rounder. I did see a little bit of it in the CPL. So if Narayan can average 30, 40 runs and maybe 1 wicket, it might counterbalance what you get out of Loki Ferguson. And that's what I don't like. Right now, that team is still set. It's still not set. It's still in flux. Now, maybe, things work themselves out. Maybe Russell's injury is so bad they can't bring him back. So we're stuck with what we're stuck with, right? Then we need Rana to step up. We need more performances like this from Narayan. But right now, I just feel like this team is still not settled. I do not know when I turn on my TV in the morning and sip my coffee what lineup is going to be out there. And I think they've changed. This is one of the lineups that's done one of the most amount of changes. And maybe that's why it's been such an inconsistent performance for them this year. Now, that's what I did not like on both sides. What did I learn? I learned Narayan is, I think he's as integral to this team as anybody else, because especially Andre Russell, who has struggled this year, he's your other big import as far as being a bat is concerned, right? Shubman Gill's been doing what he's doing all year long, but again, he can't do it alone. And Nitish Rana has really been hit or miss, so Narayan has to contribute. And if you look at his earlier games, he was 17, 12, 10, 7, duck, I think 20. I mean, you need more than that if you're in an opening partnership, right? Now I learned that maybe you just got to drop Narayan into order, keep him out of that opening partnership, maybe so he could be more comfortable, and put Shubman Gill up there with a true opener like Tripathi. I think that needs to stay. No matter what happens with Narayan, that needs to stay. And then fit in Nitish Rana at 3. I learned that today that's probably their best combination, because we saw one of the best offensive performances this year for them. And that was without Andre Russell. Just saying. What did I learn about DC Capitals? Again, DC Capitals, they've lost now, I want to say 3 of the last 4 or 2 of the last 3. I can't remember exactly right now. Now, I know there were some injuries that were involved there. They lost Pant and Rashiv Pant, which means they also lost Hitmeyer because they had to bring in Alex Carey, and it changes their lineup. But today they changed their lineup, in my opinion, unnecessarily. And Rahini, while he got put in a position as an opener, I could see you changing the lineup. But if you're gonna do that, I would have dropped him lower in the order, and I probably would have put if I myself as Iyer would have opened up, because I know I can be out there for a while with Dewan and try to establish it. This better not happen again. I learned that Rahini, has no business in the opening partnership, and maybe Shaw should have another opportunity. All right, guys. Well, that's the first game. Now, game number 2. Oh boy. All I heard this stream was, this is a boring game. And I'm not even going to sit here and say it was boring. That was at some point. We're like, man, we were talking about all kinds of stuff. And, that happens in boring reviews regardless, where we go, and boring reviews and CFA Nation, we go off the rails, talk about all kinds of stuff. It's a boring game. We had all but written off Kings 11, because we're like, listen, Kings 11 has a shot. Since Chris Gale came, they had not lost a game. And today that continued. And they beat really good teams. If you look at who they beat to this year as well, Mumbai Indians, DC Capitals, RCB twice. So if you throw that team in the 4th seed, everybody in the playoffs is like, oh my God, that's the team you do not want to see. And SRH, this was a huge game, because SRH wins this game. They're 1 game away from getting into the playoffs. And they also play Kolkata Knight Riders down the line. So this game was huge for both teams. And Kings 11 went out, opened up the batting, and only gave us 126. It was disappointing. You had a close game, because I just think that the Sunrisers, I'm sorry, it was just an epic batting collapse. It was bad, and I get it, it's a slow pitch, but you also can't say it's a slow pitch when you score 40 or 50 runs in the power play. You know what I mean? And then the rest of the game, you scored like 62 runs. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. And I think that SRH, as I've said before, this team goes the way David Warner goes. If he's out there for a while and plays well, then you know what? They're gonna win. All right. But if he falls, then shortly later, you're gonna see Burstow fall. And there's only been like 1 other game this year where those 2 guys have fell, and then Pandy stepped up huge last game. But are you going to expect that every single time? Those 2 guys lose, it's over. And that's the problem. This team is very, very top heavy. 126, 114, 126, 114 was the score. Kings 11, Punjab win by 12 runs. But guys, it was in the fashion that they won. This was one of the most exciting finishes I have seen bowling wise. And you guys know I love bowling. Oh my gosh. I was like, this is insane. Now let me start right now. Before I even get into our 3 wickets and get into what I liked, what I didn't like, I gotta eat a big bowl of crow. Yum, 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 yum. Delicioso. I'm shocked. Chris Jordan's performance today was one for the ages, okay? And I tweeted it out as I told you guys I would. Here's my tweet. Apologize to Chris Jordan. I at him directly. If he doesn't respond, he doesn't respond. He's probably like, who is this clown? But I did my part. I put it on our page. I tweeted him. And I said, listen, I was wrong. You know what I mean? I've been abusing you all season on my channel. I forget the exact wording, but I said something about, we've turned your name into an adjective or a meme, meaning Chris Jordan, or hashtag Chris Jordan means getting pumped for runs. But yeah, I was wrong. So I'm going to eat my crow right now. And this was Chris Jordan said, what are you talking about? I'm a death over specialist, cousin, and let me have it. He said, hold that, cousin. 3 wickets. 3 wickets. Oh my, let me repeat. 3 wickets. That's impressive, guys. 3 wickets in the death overs. He had 2 and the dreaded 19th over. So he had 2 overs in the death overs. He only gave up, I think it was 8 in one over and 2 in the other over, or maybe 2. Yeah, so I think it was like 11 or 9 runs. I mean, it was insane. It was an insane performance. He won man of the match. Good job, Chris Jordan. And now if they got their death bowling fixed, guys, I'm afraid of Punjab. If they get in, they may win it all. Because, and that's not hyperbole. Look at the matches, okay? Even before the Universe Boss came in, 4-0, by the way. Maybe he's their good luck charm, the Universe Boss. Maybe when he came in, they were struggling. But look early on in the season, all right? They got, I need a new what was the term? Oh, they got pumped for 50 plus runs. Jordan gave it up. We call that now getting gaved, because I'm the monkey in the middle, so to speak. I misspoke. Whatever. We got to come up with another term for it. But if that game doesn't happen and he doesn't get pumped, they win that game. All right. And that's why I was so harsh on Jordan earlier this year. Okay. He blew that game. Just that one more win right now would have them in the 4th seed, because they have a much better run rate than KKR. All right. So that one more win would have them tied with Kings 11. So I'm just saying that was a huge game. And that's why I was so hard on Jordan. And there was another game he blew that like that as well. But guys, you have to really just put into perspective what he's been able to do. And to me, he showed today that if they can get their death bowling fixed, which I believe they can, oh my gosh, they have a shot. And they've got Muhammad Shami. There's another guy, Cottrell, right? He's a wicket taker. Maybe they bring him back. Who knows? I mean, I'm so excited for this team, seeing all the players they have. Oh my gosh. What did I like? Again, I'm going to start off right now. I like Jordan's performance. This is bowling, all right? This is bowling. He only gave up 17, right? 4 overs. Let me double check. Yep, it was 4 overs, 17 runs, 3 wickets. Not all wickets are created the same. I say that all the time. All the time. When were these wickets, guys? In the death overs, where I killed him because he couldn't bowl. And he said, no, I got this, cousin. I got this. All right. They basically needed a run of ball and couldn't do it. That was one of the most impressive performances. I mean, pressure-packed performances of the year. All right. 425 economy rate. Again, I take my hat off to you. Good on you, sir. Good on you. All right. Also, Arshdeep Singh also bowled in the death overs. Got 3 wickets himself for this game. 6 economy rate. 6 economy rate. Now, Jordan had the second lowest economy rate. Bishnoi had a 30.25. But, I mean, the bowling was superb. The bowling, Muhammad Shami, 34 runs. Believe it or not, the brand name Muhammad Shami, their best bowler, had the highest economy rate. He got himself a wicket, but at 850. The bowling was superb today, led by Chris Jordan with those huge death overs. Let's not forget about Singh. Arshdeep Singh had a huge death over as well. And I think I'm throwing those 2 guys out there for every death over. Use my Muhammad Shami early. Use Bishnoi early, because you don't really want to throw him out there. He's a spinner. He's been pumped before, later in the games. Use him early. And, I mean, again, who knows? They get in, they may win the whole thing. So, on the batting side, what did I like? Today it was a letdown performance, right? 27 runs for 27 balls, 100 strike rate for KO Rahul. He gives you 25 runs in a bad game. This guy leads the orange cap, and this is 2 bad games in a row for him. That's what you considered a bad game for this guy. KO Rahul is class. He's absolutely class, all right? Mandeep Singh, they put him up there, did not perform well. Just saying, 17 runs for 14 balls, 121 strike rate. It is what it is, all right? Chris Gale, 20 runs, 20 balls, 100 strike rate. Guys, he's not going out on a duck. Guys, he 4 games in a row, and he scored. It was his opening game, had 53. Then he had 25. Then I can't remember what he scored his last one. It was I think it was a high score. I can't remember what it was. And then this one he had 20. The guy is averaging 20 runs a game minimum. I'll take that. And his strike rate's always at 100. I'm gonna take that all day long. The universe boss comes back and he was big. All right. Nicholas Puran, 32, no out. He was huge today. He was huge because, again, they only managed 126. So his bat was absolutely huge. Let's see what happens. I'm very excited for this team. On the other side, SRH, what did I like? SRH, what did I like? You know what? David Warner had an angry spell today. And you can see he was a man possessed. I think he realized we got to win this game. We have to win this game. He realized the importance. And he did his job. 35 runs, 20 ball, 175 economy rate. He went out, unfortunately. Beautiful ball by Bishnoi. Not all wickets are created equal. Again, that's probably the best batsman on SRH. You don't get David Warner. Maybe David Warner gets to the death overs, and it's a different story. But once he fell, it's the same old story. Barstow cannot. He was playing test out there today, and when he has to be conservative, it's just bad. He just is hit or miss. I'm glad I didn't start it because both these guys, by the way, went out for I think a combined 10 runs last time. It was disgusting. Pandy this time couldn't do it, and he struggled. 51 strike rate. Okay, but David Warner is what I liked, and what else did I like on SRH side? Let's talk about the bowling for a second. Jason Holder. This is now Jason Holder. He didn't do much with the bat, right? 5 for 8. But this is what he did today bowling, okay? Holder had, I want to say it was 2. Let me just double check my stats. Yep, 2 wickets. So now he's played 2 games, and in 2 games, my man has, total of 5 wickets. First game, I think he got 3 wickets. Dude, this team struggled. They needed an answer. This is your answer. And people said, listen, they're not going to sit Kane Williamson. He's one of the big 4. Okay, he's one of the big 4. Maybe you sit Glenn Maxwell when Kane Williamson is fit. All I know is that Jason Holder in 2 games has done more to help this team win than Kane Williamson and Glenn Maxwell. So I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Can you get some playing time? That's what I liked. Now, let me start with what I did not like. That's already the same old story. Every time. Same old story. If David Warner falls, Johnny Bairstow falls, it's over. They had 1 game where I think those guys went down for less than a 50. If they don't combine for at least 50 partnership, it's done. And it's when Pandy went off last game. All right. I didn't think they were going to win that game. I thought their season had ended last game. But they got to get deeper. Kind of like my CSK. Their batting lineup is not deep enough. And you guys need other guys to step up. I think earlier this year, Garg showed up one time along with, was it Vijay Shankar or Shamad? I can't remember. But for the most part, guys, you don't get the consistency up and down the lineup. Listen, Rohit Sharma has gone out 2 times early this year. I know because both times he was on my team. Did it matter? Nope. That team is stacked. They put up runs. All right. They've lost 3 games total. 2 was in a super over. They refuse to lose. Everybody's like, Gabe, are you a Mumbai fan? No, but I can see what I see. I've been watching the games. I watch all the games. Every single one. This team is super deep. So the reason they are where they are in the top of the points table is because they don't rely on 1 or 2 people. And SRH relies basically on David Warner and Johnny Bairstow. If those guys don't perform, it's over, guys. So they've got a big issue at hand, and that's something they need to think about in the offseason. How are we going to fix this? They may have to go, in my opinion, with the route that CSK is going now, I mean, you're pretty much out of it. Maybe they'll play one more game with all their dudes because technically they're not eliminated. But give some of the young guys a chance. Find that bat you need. Find that extra bat you need because you need at least one more. And maybe you just drop Bairstow and Warner in the order, drop them to 4 or 5, and put the young guys at the top. See what they can do. Maybe it is a guard. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it is a Pandy. But give them more opportunities to succeed and to see who's going to be your guy. All right, guys? What did I not like on the Kings 11 side? You know, again, the thing with Kings 11 is that this season, bowling has really hurt them. This is one of the times that their sticks have really let them down, and it was bowling that saved them. KKR not going to kill him for what happened. Not going to kill Chris Gale for what happened. Honestly, Puran not going to kill him either. This is the one thing, Maxwell, 12 for 13. That's what I'm saying. If not Kane Williamson, then maybe Glenn Maxwell sits and you can play. I mean, there was no reason, in my opinion, that Chris Gale shouldn't have been playing all season long. I don't want to hear it's because he needs to be an opener. Really? Is he opening right now? He can come in at 3. He can, you know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Huda went out on 0 after seeing 2 balls. We need to get those tail unders to give us a little bit more production. The tail end gave us Jordan. I praised you. I praised you for what you did with the ball and taking wickets and death over and pressure. But he looked bad. Even his dismissal when he swung, it was like he didn't know where the ball was at. It was self-defense. It was a bad swing. And he was the best one. He was the best one. 7 runs on 12 balls. Okay. Huda dismissed 0 for 2. Ashwin, he got run out, 4 for 4. I mean, we need more out of the tail end. Maybe you turn this from 126 to 146 or from 126 to 156, and you don't need an unbelievable performance in order to win this game. All right. What did I learn? I learned that today was the official end of SRH's playoff hopes. Moment of silence. We still don't have the production value to get the bagpipes in the back, but just pretend you're hearing the bagpipes. As I said, they need to do some thinking, some reevaluating, and maybe give the young guys a chance, put them up higher in the order. You know what you're going to get out of Warner and Bairstow next season. Because remember, all these teams, no auction. They're doing the same thing next season, same team. So they need to give Pandy a time up there. Maybe start him as an opener, see if he can handle it. Put him at 2, whatever you need to do just to see who can produce for you. All right. What did I learn? Kings 11 side. If Jordan can bowl, guys, if Jordan can bowl like this team is dangerous. Because again, right now, if Jordan had not, there was 2 games he blew in the death overs this year. If they just win one of those, if he doesn't get pumped in one of those games, guess what? They got a better run rate than KKR. They're already in the playoffs. They're already in that 4th spot. You know what I'm saying? So, I think that if this newfound confidence sticks and Jordan is who he is, and to your credit, guys, you guys are saying, guys, Gabe, Nick, Jordan can bowl. He's a death over specialist. He's just out of form. And he found his form. That's dangerous. I mean, the thing is, with so many foreigners, I'm thinking about it right now, looking at this roster, now that I got Chris Gale, KL Raul, I'm not dropping Puran, not even a little bit. And you got Chris Jordan, right? He's a foreigner. Muhammad, you got Chris Benoit. No, he's local. So Chris Jordan. I'm just trying to think how we can get Cottrell back on this team because he's a wicket taker, and I like the combination of him and Muhammad Shami at the top. So maybe you can drop Glenn Maxwell with his 12 for 13, and now that you got Chris Gale performing, you got KL Raul, Mandeep Singh, Nicholas Puran. Maybe your batting is just good enough if those guys, Huda, if they can step up, where you can try to sneak in a Cottrell. Just a thought. But I learned that this team is deep, and once again, if you can perform this way, I think you have a shot at winning a championship. Well, guys, I try to keep it a little bit more concise this time because I know last time it was somebody said, Gabe, you just dropped the movie. Granted, this is only 2 games instead of 4, which I did last week. But, man, one of the most exciting games I've seen this year. This is why cricket is unpredictable. If you were in live sporting sports betting, which they have here in Las Vegas, you can in-game wager as you see what's going on and say, okay, yeah, I see that this game is trending one way, so let me go ahead and cover my losses. Let's say, and that's why people usually do it, and bet the other way. If you had bet this game, you would have been sadly mistaken, because I don't think there was anyone in the world that thought that they were going to be able to defend 126, and they did it. And they did. I'm like, holy, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 2 games today defended. So, again, the pitch is absolutely slowed down. I get that, guys. That's going to play a big role, which is why I still think the teams that have the better bowling, Mumbai Indians, DC Capital, ultimately will be in the playoffs. And one of those guys are going to win the championships. But guess what? We never know. Well, guys, I'm leaving you be. Let us know in the comments what you thought about these games today. Once again, Jordan, good on you, kid. You are now officially no longer the president of the club for players who get pumped for massive runs. That honor is going to go to somebody else. For right now, we're just going to call it the 50 burger, because that's what we know. You give up 50 runs, and that's ugly, cousin. But until next time, that's 6 runs.